An Italian tech company just raised $710 million, reaching an 11 billion valuation, and they bought OWL. Yes, that OWL, the portal that defined the early stages of the internet. But who are these guys? We're talking about Bending Spoons, the Italian decacorn that is literally making the history of the European tech companies. I am Michela, and this is The Uncomfortable Society. Even if you're not from Italy, you probably have heard of them because they bought companies such as Evernote, Meetup, and WeTransfer. So they've been in the news a lot lately. But here at home in Italy, they're something rare because they're a tech company, Italian tech company, that actually made it to the international stages. The company was founded in 2013 by Luca Ferrari, Matteo Danieli, Luca Querella, and Francesco Paternello. And as many startups do, it started from a failure. Yes, because these guys, before starting Bending Spoon, had already tried to launch a startup, a photo sharing app that unfortunately did not work out, even if today we can say that probably it was a little bit fortunate because it's what actually led them to try again with something different, focus on acquisition instead of creation. But why do they do that? Bending Spoons keeps acquiring companies because it's simply more efficient to buy those that already have a strong product, a solid team, and an existing user base instead of building everything from scratch. It's a way to scale faster and cut the risks that usually come with a startup that is in the early stage. Their formula evolved into a hybrid model and is often called private equity for App Store generation. It's a simple but powerful idea. Identify undervalued digital assets, improve them with in-house technology and AI, and generate recurring revenues. Unlike traditional private equity firms, Bending Spoon doesn't buy and flip. They buy and hold, playing the long game. The acquisition strategy targets companies that have a perfect market fit but stagnant growth. Companies like Evernote or WeTransfer, where the core product is strong but the structure or the monetization has plateaued. They fund these deals through a mix of profits, debits, and equity raises. This is how they managed to make these massive deals, such as the 1.5 billion acquisition of OWL that we are all hearing about these days. And yes, it is one of the biggest transactions ever led by an European company. Each acquisition follows the same pattern: integrate the product into the Bending Spoons ecosystem, upgrade the technology stack, rethink the user experience, and refine the pricing model. This is how they got a portfolio that mixes creativity up, productivity up, everything ready to scale. Today, the portfolio includes apps such as Evernote, Remini, WeTransfer, and also Camot, Meetup, and obviously OWL. Together, they reach over 300 million monthly users and more than 10 million paying subscribers. Revenue comes mainly from freemium and subscription models. After every acquisition, the company adjusts pricing tiers, introduces future limits, and leverages AI to increase conversion, turning free users into paying customers. AI is the center of everything, and Bending Spoons is now running one of the biggest AI centers in Europe. We're talking about 2,000 GPUs, processing 40 million photos and over 20 billion predictions every day. And this technology does not only enhance applications like Remini that we all know and have used, me too, but also helps with personalization, monetization, and recommendations across the whole portfolio. Inside the company, it looks less like a startup and more like a well-organized and data-driven organization focused on precision, self-improvement, and growth. As Luca Ferrari, the CEO, said, the vision is to build the biggest company in the world. Today, Bending Spoons has more than 500 employees working from Rome, Milan, Warsaw, Madrid, and it is based on a high-performance culture and meritocracy. In 2025 alone, 600,000 people applied to join. This is an insane amount of people that will love to join the company from all over the world. When Bending Spoons acquired WeTransfer, 75% of the employees were laid off. Free plans from the application that they acquired often got capped or erased. So the controversy on social media has been real. Critics see this as ruthless, but supporters see this as survival. Bending Spoon is not trying to preserve nostalgia, it is trying to make digital legacies profitable again. And it's working actually. In less than a decade, they turned stagnant realities and companies into sustainable AI powered companies. Their model is disciplined, repeatable, and long term. They don't buy to resell, they buy to rebuild. But let's talk numbers. By the end of 2025, the numbers tell their own story. $710 million in equity, 2.8 billion in debt, and $11 billion valuation. This makes Bending Spoons one of the few European decacorns and the largest privately held tech company in Italian history. And after the recent news, the founders just became billionaires. And I think they're all under or around 40. That's remarkable. But what's the next move? Analysts now point to a 2 billion acquisition pipeline, with rumored targets like Elysium and Typeform, but nothing has been confirmed yet. Also, there is another speculation about a possible IPO in the States. Makes sense since 6 of the 11 acquisitions they made are in the States, but again, nothing has been confirmed. What makes Bending Spoons very fascinating and interesting is not only the valuation, is not only the goals that they reached, even if they are very, very impressive, but it's the approach. In a country well known for food, design, and fashion, they created something equally refined but in tech. Bending Spoon is not trying to be Silicon Valley. It is something different. It is a new model of European innovation. I believe that the story of Bending Spoons is not only about acquisitions and AI, it is about ambition and patience. It's creating something through rebuilding, not disruption. And I think this is really rare. So, what do you think? Can this kind of long term data driven approach change the way that European innovation looks like? Let me know in the comments, and if you want more stories about business and personal growth, just hit the subscribe button.